Hello everyone, Avery here. Not doing a lot of work today, so I'm going to work around the house, do some things that needed to be done. A couple little projects. Don't usually have time to work on my projects when I'm working and stuff. See if I can spin this around and show you one little project I'm going to do. It's a very simple project, or it should be. Some things don't always end up as easy as you think they are. You see all these parts boxes right here. You see this little flap right here. You see this little pin that holds that flap in place. So when I hit the brakes, these don't slide out. Well, when I hit the brakes hard, because that is just barely touching, it pops out. Somehow it's popping out. So I'm going to have to move these two screws that have nuts behind them, move it over where that pin's grabbing a bit more now. Where to hold these things when something hits it. I don't know what's losing it, but something is. Something definitely. Let's see. We can put, yeah, I'd like to know where it's losing it at. Sure enough, when somebody cuts me off in traffic and I have to brake really hard, that sucker breaks loose. Not doing it there. Not doing it there, but my first thought is to move this over. If that don't work, then I'm going to have to put a different kind of strap, or put one of these down low and one up high, and not have it on a spring, because I can't move two of them at the same time to open it, or it'll be hard. So that's one thing I'm doing. Another thing I'm doing is, because I'm going on a solo trip when we get back from our let's turn this around. Let's try to turn this around. Yeah, when we get back from our cruise to Alaska that we're heading out on next week in about 5 or 6 days, I guess. Today's Thursday, the something another. What is the something another? It's June the 4th or 5th or something like that. It is June the 5th. Wednesday, June 11th, we're flying to Vancouver. Going to spend a couple of 3 days in Vancouver. The rest of that Wednesday afternoon, Thursday and Friday. Saturday morning, the 11th, we're doing a 7-day cruise to Alaska through Holland America on the Koningsdam is our ship. We get back the following Saturday, the 24th. Then we're gonna get a rental car and drive over to Seattle for a couple of days and visit with my daughter, who lives in Portland, but she's coming up to Seattle. There's things to see, obviously, in Seattle. So we're going to spend a little time with her for a day or two, whatever time they can afford us. And we're going to fly back to Atlanta on Tuesday morning. Yeah, be Tuesday, or be late Tuesday when we get back home. But anyway, but then June the 1st through the 4th or 5th, July, after we get back in July, the wife is going to the Dominican Republic with her oldest daughter for 8 days. So I'm going to take 4 or 5 days and go to the mountains. But I don't have anywhere, this camera that you're looking at me through with right now that you can't see. There's no way to mount it in her car where I can put it up on a dash, kind of like, let me show you what I did here. Let's turn this around again. Let's try to turn this around again. Me being an electrician and stuff, electrician in me come up with this little rig here, getting a piece of unistrut and bolting it up here. Had to put a spacer down here because it's a little bit at an angle. I put a magnetic mount on the back of this, and this sticks to that. Boom. You see how it sticks? That's where this one works. It's kind of just behind my driver's seat. I try to give you a driver's eye view of things, but on her car that I'll be taking to the mountains, it's a Nissan Rogue. It's a Nissan van here. But the radio kind of comes up, it's a lot lower than this, obviously, because it's a car, but the radio kind of stands up. And then there's a flat piece behind it, and I measured it. So I'm wanting to make a thing that'll go just in front of where the radio sticks up and mount the camera. In other words, in between the dash and there, with the legs that stand up. This camera that I'm holding in my hand's got legs that pop out and fold out. I can stand it up. I'm thinking probably one piece of Velcro. I don't want to glue or stick anything or screw, obviously, anything to the dash in the car. I'm trying to do it, make a piece of wood that I can stick up there, a little piece of paneling, like 4.5 by 9 inches, that'll sit up there, cut some notches in it, and slip some Velcro through it like a seat belt to hold this thing. And I'm going to try that. I believe that would work if that paneling is heavy enough. Worst case scenario, I could put some two-sided tape that wouldn't mess up her dash. I could put it on and pull it off, but I don't even want to put any of that if I can help it. So that's one of my little projects I got going. But, and it's cloudy today. I don't know if you can see the clouds up. It is kind of cloudy today. So first, I think we're going to go ahead and try to fix this thing here, because that's going to be a quick fix there. Let's turn this around here, spin it back again, see what kind of adjustments I can get on my camera where you can see what's going on. See if my joystick's going to work. See, I'm using the legs right now. Now, where's that at? Is that in the frame? It's kind of hard to tell, especially when you can't hardly see real good because I'm so old. Yeah, that's in the frame. The screen on this Pocket Osmo, it's about 1 inch one way and about 2 inches the other way. The viewfinder screen. There's a app on your phone. A few times I've did that. I can look and see, and I can control the camera, and I can see a video of what it's capturing on the phone. It's much easier to see if you're doing something like a narration of something. But right now, that ought to work. Let me see if I can find a couple tools that we need. Edit the part out as we need to. Let's see what we got here. Keep it simple if I can. Simple's always better than complicated. That. And that. Ow. Ow. Oh, I hope I feel better when that cruise gets here. Had too many surgeries, it's not doing too good. I probably need to put my I hadn't even used the microphone that comes with this camera. I probably need to experiment and use that a little bit. Maybe that would be a thing to do. I might go get it in just a minute. But let's go ahead, since we're right here. I think y'all can hear me without the microphone. This thing's got a pretty good microphone built in. There's about 3 microphones on that camera. But it does have a remote microphone that's supposed to help out a lot. So, let's see what this looks like. Pull back with that pull. I'll pull all the way back. Need to take this out of the way. Shouldn't take a whole lot, I wouldn't think. I could have made a notch out of it, I guess. Let me get like a Sharpie. I got a small tip Sharpie, I believe. See if this works. This don't. Maybe one of these other things will. Hope to get y'all a lot better videos next week when we're on vacation, and then when we get back, I'm hoping to be able to start getting a few more videos occasionally, make it a little bit more interesting. Alright, we're going to drill that one to start with and see what happens. And to drill that hole, we need maybe something bigger than that. See what that next one up does. Might want to do that. It gives us a little slip room. Let's see what that looks like. I think I'm going to eyeball that one. This is my biggest problem, and I've said this before, and this is a DeWalt. You think a name brand? Keyless chucks never hold a bit. They never do. I don't care if you're Arnold Schwarzenegger, Lee Ferrigno, whoever you want to mention. The chuck always slips. I don't like that. One day I need to design one that actually holds it. They're called keyed chucks. They come out with these keyless chucks and they don't work worth a damn. It actually grabbed it that time when I needed it back. Let's see. That's not too bad. I think that'll grab onto that pretty easy. Getting it started. See if I can get that started a little better without getting a metal shiver on my finger. Getting there pretty close. It's getting pretty close to it, I think. I'm not thought of something right. Let's see here. Well, we'll know for sure when somebody pulls out in front of me or cuts me off like they did the last 2 work days in a row. And I had the power brake, locks up the brakes, and all of these boxes fly out of there and land on the floor. When you open the side door, then they're all out on the dirt. So let's see if that don't. That's got to do something, y'all. I do believe it does. I could be wrong. So, put this back up. I wish that other project was going to be this easy. Sadly, it's not. Put all these things back. Wait a minute, you know what? I might need these drill bits on the next project. Might even need these pencils. Look at there, I'm going to be using everything. I put my wire strippers back up though. Yes, I can. Let's go see if we can locate. Hello there, camera. If we can locate, and got the garage door up. Yep. Piece of paneling that I feel like will work for this. I need to turn some lights on out here. A little bit dark. I know I got several scraps. I don't want a real thick piece of plywood, but I do need something that'll have enough weight to kind of hold it without gluing it to the... I was wanting something simple. guy right. Oh, wait a minute. Turn it around again. This little piece of plywood right here, we might could make it. I feel like maybe if I even put suction cups on the bottom of this. Now, let us put this over here like that. Let's turn this thing around again where I can see what the heck's going on. Turn around, thank you. Drop it down. Do some markings right there. I think I'm going to come off of this end because that was dirty already. Now, let's see if we can find a cam. Not a camera. Find a tape measure. Something to mark with. You know what? I think I'm going to go get my microphone and try it out because I've never used it. Let's pause this video. I'm going to probably edit a little bit of this out so it ain't super long. And before we do this, let's do it with a microphone and try that out. We need to practice that because it's going to be cold and breezy on the boat and you ain't going to be able to hear me. So I need to learn how to use this microphone. Stay tuned, be right back. Hello everyone, I was going back to the house to get my microphone and I realized that dog was out in the backyard, and the dog's gonna want to play with me because it always wants me to spend a little time with the dog. It's not my dog, but it lives here, so I do try to spend a little time with it when I have time. Let's turn this around. Hold your tater tots. Hey dog. Hey dog. Let's go find your ball. You know where one of them's at? One of the orange ones and we can see it. No sticks, please. I don't need to tilt. Never can figure this thing out. Oh, that right there, there's dog. I don't work with the zoom a whole lot. Dog's like, I'm not interested in you playing with your camera. You're supposed to be playing with me. Let's go find your ball and your stick. I see the stick, and I do see an orange ball. Here's the stick. Here's the ball. Oh, goody. Yes. Oh, man, that ball got hair. You know whose hair this is, dog? It's your hair. That's the hair sheddingest dog I've ever seen in my life. Ain't that right, dog? You ready? Woo, this dog ready to go chase his ball. Here it comes. There it goes. Here she comes. And she don't always seem to know how to bring the ball straight back to you. The first one, maybe the second one will get a little close to you. But after that, she's liable to put it anywhere in the yard. Not the smartest dog on the planet, but she's fun. All right, you ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? Hey, here it goes. There you go. I ain't got time but for 2 or 3 of these now. Let's make it count. See if she gets 2 of them up here. See, she won't bring it straight back to you. It gets a little worse with each ball drop. Then she usually has to stop and pee somewhere in there. Yeah, you want me to chase the ball. It's supposed to be your job. I'm too old to be chasing balls. Well, you want to be in the... There you go. There you go. There you go. You ready? You ready? There it goes. There it went. Wasn't a very good ball toss, but my arm's hurting today. Bring it to me over here. Over here. No, let's put it over there by the fence. Make him come get it. The whole process. What is that over there? What the heck is that? I don't even know that I want to know what that is. Let's zoom in on this, folks. Y'all see that thing? What the holy hell is that? And there's a little one over there. I shall have to inquire with my wife what that is. Does she have something hanging on that stick up there? And maybe the squirrels knocked it down? Huh. That's what I think that is. She gonna be mad, but you know what? I didn't do it. All right, dog, you ready? You ready? You ready for this ball? It's about to come your way. Here it come. Long bomb that time. There you go. To the fence. All right. Bring it here. Or not. Bring it over there. Yeah, that's the perfect spot for it. Back over here by the fence. We got it. All right. That's it for a minute. I need to ask your grandma what's the deal is with that funny looking stuff. Let me turn this off, y'all, for a minute. Okay, so I got my little this is the DJI camera, kind of clips on. I'm gonna try to get it working. Also, I'm gonna take this out to the shop because I hadn't had time to listen to this. This is a brand new, just released just a few days ago. It's a new CD from Styx called Circling from Above. I heard what they were saying was their single so far, which is the second one on here, Build and Destroy. I wasn't real impressed with that unless it grows on me. Hopefully, there's several songs on here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 songs, so hopefully some of these songs gonna sound more like the Styx I want to hear, because I wasn't real impressed with that first release single. But I have not listened to this at all. I just heard that single on YouTube. I have time to go out there and listen to that later. But let's see if we can figure out how to do this thing. So we're on and we're recording. Wonder if I stop it. I'm gonna try this. Bear with me. So this thing says it's working. I'm gonna clip it on me. We're gonna do a little experimentation here. Although I got a t-shirt, this ain't the easiest thing to be clipping on, but it will clip on here. Maybe. And it's on there somewhere. Might not be in quite the right spot, but it's on there. Let's see what that looks like. I can't tell where it's at. And there it is. You are not in the video. It's pointing at my head. But so let's see if this works. I'm gonna put the camera over here and experiment with this just a minute and see if y'all can still hear this. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. That's probably warm enough to get in, ain't it?
Yeah, that looks really good. Just needs to be vacuumed.
So we might be able to hit it in a little while, huh?
Yeah.
That feels inviting with the sun out, but if this cloud shit will stay away.
Yeah. It's saying it's about 82, almost 84.
I don't even know if you've been in there yet, have you? You have to get in the pool with a bathing suit and a jacket on. Can y'all hear me on this thing? I hope y'all can. Let's see how far this works. This greenhouse is going to be coming down before long. I got one ceiling panel that's busted out of it. One on the back. The door fell off. Its days are numbered. That's a whole other project for a whole other time. Let's go back to the shop and finish what we got going on out there. Hopefully this little test works. Stay tuned for the next segment.